Hello and welcome to our second card video. We will be working on the gentleman's card. So for today's card, we went ahead and cut out your background elements using the Photo Frames rectangle die set. I used the largest one for the first background and then the second one for the dark brown. We also used our 3D embossing folder called Decadent Dots to emboss the background. And a little tip that I will give to you about using your 3D embossing folders is once you have your paper cut to size, you're going to want to take your water bottle and give it a 3 spritz on both sides. Place that into your embossing folder and then run that through your machine 2 to 3 times. Now the reason why you do this with the water is so that you can loosen up the fibers in the papers, and because this is a 3D, that means that it's a deep embossed compared to just a regular embossing folder. So the reason you run it through the 3 times is so that you can make sure you get all of the details. And I will show you some samples of other 3D embossing folders once we have completed this card. So we also used a sentiment from the Sue Wilson's Necessities Birthday Brewing, which comes with all these really cool elements that you can use for other gentlemen's cards. So we just used the sentiment "Here's to you." We also used an element from the Easy 3D Toppers. So when you purchase this kit, you'll get 10 different patterns. So everybody's kit will include a different HC topper on for their card. So in your kit, you have your card base and envelope. You'll have your layering elements, your sentiment, and your HC topper. So I'll just go through quickly how to assemble your HC topper. The most difficult part is opening this little package here. So once you have that opened, you're going to flip over your 2 smaller elements and keep your largest one upright. And what I like to use here is my foam tabs, and I believe this is also included in your package. I like to use my pokey tool to help me put the foam tabs onto my pieces. So what you will do is just use your pokey tool to move over as many tabs as you feel necessary. You can load this up and have, 15 to 20 tabs on the back, or you can really use it sparingly. If you're going to mail this through the mail, I would go ahead and use a couple of extra ones so it doesn't go flat, but that will be sufficient for your card project today. And then I'm going to do that also with the smaller element. I do find using a pokey tool, it really helps this go along quickly. So if you have one of those in your stash, you'll definitely want to use that. I also use my pokey tool to take the release paper off the back of the little tabs. That also makes it very easy. So you're just poking it and then moving it to the side to take that little release paper off. Otherwise, you can go ahead and use your nails. So once you have all of that complete, it's a simple layering on top. So you just follow the image, and this one here I will layer on top of the drink, the tequila drink, and the glass. And then this one here is meant to layer on top of the glass. But for this card, I'm going to do something a little different. So I'm just going to set this one aside and set this to the side here. I'm just going to adhere my layers using some tape. So I will flip both elements over, and I will use my tape to adhere that to my background, to my card base. Now we did use some Gilding Polishes to color the 3D embossed, and I will go over that right now as soon as I assemble these 2 layers. So while you're assembling your HC topper, I will just show you how we applied the Gilding Polish to the 3D embossed paper. So I'm just going to center that onto my card, and then the 3D embossed. So once you have your 3D embossed, you're going to take your, I'm just going to add some tape on the back here. So I'm ready, when I'm ready to adhere it, it's ready to go. So here we go. So I will demonstrate here how we used how we use the gilding polish. So the gilding polish comes in a small jar like this, and it has the applicator attached to it. So to take the applicator off, you simply pop it to the side, and you can see that my sponge here is very well used, but it is still soft and moist. So once you the first time you use this, you'll want to saturate this with water and a little bit of soap, and then squeeze out as much soap and water as you can. When you're using it, you may see the soap, but it will dry clear. So the reason for that is so that you can easily clean this sponge off. So when you're going to apply your polish, less is always more. What you want to do is load up your sponge and then use the edge of the jar here to take off all that extra. And if you want to just color the erased parts, you will gently, very gently bring your sponge to your paper. And what I like to do is take off as much of the polish as I can, and then just simply run over the entire paper, even getting the little bit in between the embossed parts. It just adds that little bit of extra. I'm going to bring in my scrap paper here so that I don't get my work surface completely dirty. So you just want to gently rub over the entire surface. And the key to using your gilding polishes is less is more, like I said. So if you want a darker color, you can always add more, but what you would like to do is always start with a really small amount and then build the color up. Okay, so once we have that done, you're going to want to make sure you close that lid tightly and put that back into place so that nothing dries out. And then that's how we colored the background for your card today. So we're going to just go ahead and adhere that to the layered element there. And as well, we're going to layer our HC topper here off to the side. Adhere it. So I'm just going to put a little bit of tape on the back. You can most definitely use glue at this point if you'd like to, if that's what you feel more comfortable with. So I'm just going to layer that down there. Now to adhere my sentiment, I like to use sticky specs, and I will talk about this more in the Bee Edger card, but the sticky specs is a sheet of micro dot adhesives, and it comes in a larger sheet. I like to cut mine down for easier use. So I'm just going to peel that paper back and place my sentiment down. I'll place that paper back and gently rub. When I'm using my mini sentiments, I like to use used sheets of the sticky specs just because it is very sticky, and your sentiments don't really need all that much glue to stick. So I like to use the used ones just to stretch out my supplies. Once you have the sticky specs on there, you can go ahead and use your tweezers to lay that down onto your project. And then once you have it where you like, you can go ahead and tap that down, and now everything will be nice and adhered to your card base. So while you guys assemble your cards, I'm just going to show you quickly some examples of other HC toppers that we have. In the kit that was included, this HC topper does come with that one too. So we just made some very cheerful summery cards with some of those extra HC toppers. And then here I brought in the gold gilding polish in the background with another 3D embossing folder, and I enhanced that with the polish with the champagne glasses. So I thought that would make a very beautiful anniversary card. Now these HC toppers are really popular because they're so easy to assemble, and I just wanted to show you a really cute example here. So here we have some cupcakes, and here's a card that we made in class. And this is for like a young girl's birthday. So you see that there's other patterns. So it could be for a little boy or something like that, but a very fun and very easy HC topper to put together. Here I have another example of an HC topper of the bicycles. So with the mini sentiment, and the background is die cut from the faux brick and just some layering elements. So the HC toppers, if you're interested, we do have many in stock. So there are Christmas ones to choose from and all sorts of things. I wanted to show you other examples of our 3D embossing folders, and I did run off some examples here to show you. So we have the quilted hearts, the coffee bean, daisy field, dotted waves, quilted pillow, and diagonal floral, as well as the one we use today. And there are several other 3D embossing folders that we do carry. So if you're interested in some of those, you can absolutely go over to the website and check those out. So here I have just a couple of examples of the embossing folders that I ran off ahead of time. And I just wanted to show you how quickly and easily you can add some really beautiful colors to your backgrounds and your embossing folders using different kinds of polishes that we carry. So we do carry Glitter Kiss, which is a really beautiful shimmery. We do have the Gilding Polish that we use today. We have this new Opal Polish that when you use it on darker paper as opposed to lighter paper, you'll get two different shades. We also have a new product here. It's called the Matte Chalk Polish, so that when you use this polish, it really looks like a chalkboard and it really gives that very soft, beautiful look. So I'm just going to show you a few examples here. And so with the, I'm going to start with the Opal Polish, and this is in the lilac color. So again, once you open your polish here, your lid will hold your applicator, and then you can just go ahead and load up your sponge. So less is more again in all polishes. So I'm going to put my scrap piece of paper down again, and I'm just going to go over the blue one here very lightly, and you can see now that it's starting to show the lilac color. And so that's just going to add that beautiful little shimmer to your background, to your 3D embossed background. And so the Opal Polishes, they come in several different colors. We have the lilac and the red and coppers and stuff like that. So you want to go check those out if you're interested. So I'll also show you how the Glitter Kiss looks when you're using it. So you're going to use your applicator the same way. I'm just going to put a little bit there on my brush, on my sponge. And then gently rub onto my embossed surface here. So now you can see if you go super light that you can get just the raised areas, and then that will add that beautiful little glitter to your 3D embossed folders. See that? So Glitter Kiss, we also have the Glitter Kiss Duo, which is pretty neat because then you get the two colors in the one jar, and they are coordinating so that they will match beautifully. So that's always an option to go look into that. We also have a polish that's called Luster Polish, and what this is, it differs from our Glitter Kiss. So our Glitter Kiss actually has glitter in it, and you can, when you're using a Glitter Kiss, it's best to use, if you wanted it a solid color, you would use the turquoise paper behind the Glitter Kiss. I will show you real quickly what it looks like if you put the Glitter Kiss on white paper. So here, I'll just open this up and apply some to the white paper. Now you can see that it's the glitter in the polish that shines, and then the actual medium is clear. So when you put it on the white paper, you can see just the glitter and you can see the white paper behind. Now I have a turquoisey paper, so what I'm going to do is apply that same glitter to this turquoisey paper, and you'll see the difference. So now you can still see through the glitter, but because you're using the same color behind, it kind of gives you that illusion that the entire glitter kiss is of turquoise color. So that's something to keep in mind when you're using the glitter. You see how different that looks, the glitter kiss. And now this only applies to the glitter kiss. When you're using the Gilding Polish, like the ones we used in today's video, you get a very solid background. So you can go ahead and paint pretty much any color paper you want, and you will still get that solid coverage of gold or copper, whatever that you're using. If you find that it's too thin, you can always go back and put another layer, 1 or 2, depending on what you want. I would let them dry between layers. It works better if you let them dry between layers, otherwise you'll just be removing color instead of adding color. So another little example here I wanted to show you was the chalk polish here. So what I did was take the embossing folder and I'm going to polish the reverse side of it. Just like I did for this sample here, I polished the reverse side of the 3D embossed just to give it a different look. And you'll have more of a flat surface to work with when you do it that way. So when you apply this chalk polish, it will just catch all the raised parts, and it gives that very suede looking, soft looking finish when you're done using this polish here. So the chalk one, the very chalky finish, it's very beautiful in real life. I'm not sure if the camera does that justice, but very beautiful for sure. Okay, so now I just want to give you a closer look at our Opal Polishes. Again, we're going to use the lilac color, and I want to show you the difference of what it looks like on dark and light paper. So I'm again going to load up my sponge with a little bit of polish. Less is more. And I'm going to run that over my embossed folder here, my embossed paper. And you can see the beautiful purple. See, now I started with too much on that side, so less is more, like I said. And then I'm going to put a little bit more on and then take that to the white paper just to show you the difference here. So now I'm not sure if you can even see that on camera, but I will pick that up and give you a better look. So let's see if you can see that shimmer while I turn the paper. So these colors do look way more spectacular on darker color paper, so keep that in mind when you're using them. I mean, they do add that little bit of beautiful shimmer on the white, but the mica powders in these do come out way better on black paper. So now I'm going to use the blue pearl, and I just wanted to show you the dramatic effect of this opal polish when you use that. So again, I'm just going to do very lightly, and you can see that beautiful blue opal polish come out on that. Isn't that gorgeous? And then again, I will show you what it looks like on the white paper. So a very subtle look when you're using the opal polishes on lighter color paper, but you can definitely see that, or the recipient will definitely see that shimmer when they hold their card. To finish off my card, I placed that little extra glass that should have been adhered on top of here, just off to the left, just to add a little bit more interest to my card. Now, because every HC topper kit comes with 10 different patterns, everyone's kit will have a different HC topper. So I just wanted to show you other alternatives to using the other HC toppers in the package if you didn't want to finish your card off like this, as well as the 3D embossing folders. The one we chose was the Decadent Dots, just because we thought it would go well with the men's theme. But there are several others to choose from if you choose that you want to purchase one. It really does add that little bit of extra detail to your background because it is a 3D and not just a regular embossing folder. I thank everybody for joining me for the gentleman's card. Don't forget that at 11:45 we will be doing our second live draw as well as some demos. Then we will take a break for lunch and return at 1 o'clock for another card class. See you then.